Hello everyone. In the previous videos, we have studied about the credit creation or money creation process by the commercial banks. Now in this video, we are going to start with our very next topic, that is the central bank and its functions. This is also a very much important concept from the viewpoint of your exams, as the questions related to the functions of central bank may come in 3 or 4 marks. So therefore, go through this video attentively. So firstly, what is a central bank? It can be defined as an apex institution of a country which operates, controls, directs and regulates the monetary and financial system of a country. Now who is having the sole agency for this financial system or the monetary system of a country? That is the central bank of a particular country. Therefore, it is called apex institution who performs the functions like operates, controls, directs and regulates the monetary as well as the financial system of a country. Monetary means related to money. In India, the central bank is Reserve Bank of India. Like if we talk in England, the central bank of England is Bank of England, etc. Similarly, all the countries are having their own central bank. So in this video, we will talk about India only, that is the Reserve Bank of India, which is the central bank of our country. Now RBI performs central banking and development functions. Basically, RBI is an institution which performs the main central banking functions as well as the development functions. Now, if we talk generally, the RBI does not work or performs the ordinary banking activities, which includes the accepting deposits and advancing loans to the public. They perform their functions through the commercial banks by providing the loans to the public. That is, central bank is not having direct contact with the public. Now RBI designs and controls the country's monetary policy. I have discussed earlier also about monetary policy, that it is the policy through which the Reserve Bank of India or the central bank controls the money supply of a particular country. So this is how the RBI designs and controls the monetary policy through which the situations like inflation and deflation are controlled in a particular country. So this was all about the introduction of Reserve Bank of India. Along with that, you must know that the Reserve Bank of India works on the minimum reserve system, according to which they have to keep a certain amount of gold with themselves as the reserve, which is taken as the back of the currency issued by the Reserve Bank of India. This concept also we have studied in the chapter money. Now next important topic come over here is functions of central bank. That what type of functions are performed by the central bank of a particular country. The first one is the bank of issuing notes. Now the notes or the currency which we are using for exchanging various goods and services, from where those notes or currency is coming. Those notes are issued by the central bank of a country, and it is the first and foremost function of the central bank, that is to issue currency notes. Now central bank has various departments, and among those various departments, the one department prints and issue currency notes for the public of a country, because of which central bank is also known as currency authority of a particular country. And RBI, that is in case of India, is having the monopoly right of issuing the notes. And the notes issued by the Reserve Bank of India are unlimited legal tender, which means that the paper notes can be used to settle payments of unlimited value. But in case of coins, they are known as the limited legal tender because only payments of limited value can be settled through the coins. A particular limit is set. Let's say it is of rupees 1000. That is, if you want to make payment up to 1000 rupees, you can make use of coins. But the paper notes are the unlimited legal tenders which can be used to settle payments of unlimited value. So this was all about the first function of central bank. The second function of central bank is the banker to the government. Now the central bank acts as a banker to both the central as well as the state government. As a banker to the government, it manages accounts of the government. Then it buys and sells the securities on behalf of the government, as well as it frames various policies to regulate the money market, that is, it frames the monetary policy. Therefore, we also say that it carries out banking business of the government, and the government also keeps its cash balances with the central bank. Along with that, central bank also acts as an agent to the government as well as an advisor to the government, because RBI also advises the government on various financial matters. So this was the second function of the central bank, that is banker to the government. The third one is banker's bank and supervisory role. Now the central bank is a bank of other commercial banks of the country, because commercial banks can be considered as the customers of the Reserve Bank of India, or you can say that the central bank is having the same relation with the other commercial banks in the country as the commercial bank is having with its customers. So from this we can make out the conclusions that the central bank accepts deposits from the commercial banks and offers them loan. That is, the public cannot directly make contact with the Reserve Bank of India, but the central bank accepts deposits from the commercial banks as well as offers loan to them, as the commercial banks do with its customers. Similarly, central bank also performs the supervisory role. That is, the central bank supervises the functions of the commercial bank, that whether the commercial banks are following its policy or not, and that policy includes the various instruments like cash reserve ratio, statutory liquidity ratio, and another instruments which we will study further in this chapter. So this was the third function of central bank, which is the banker's bank and supervisory role. The fourth one is the lender of the last resort. It means that if a commercial bank fails to get financial help from anywhere, then from where the commercial banks will get funds? Then in that case it approaches the central bank as a last resort, or you can say as a last option from where they can get the help. So in that case the central bank advances loans to the banks against some approved securities. That is, the commercial banks need to provide some securities as a collateral to the central bank, and in return of that the central bank will give loans to the commercial bank. Now in such cases of emergency, the central bank provides loan to the commercial banks so that the banking system of the country does not suffer from any setback and the money markets may remain stable, which means that the trust of the customers on the commercial banks is very much. So if such kind of financial problem takes place, in that case the central bank will help the commercial banks so that the trust of the customers may be maintained with the commercial banks or with the banking system, and along with that the money market may also remain stable. So this was the fourth function of central bank, that is lender of the last resort. Lender over here means to lend the money or to give loans to the commercial bank, and last resort means the last option, because central bank is the last option with the commercial bank for the financial help or accommodation. The next function is custodian of foreign exchange. Now what it means, the central banks have the custody of the foreign exchange with themselves, that is they maintain foreign exchange reserves so that to promote international trade as well as to stabilize the exchange rates up to an agreed limit. That is, the central bank has also maintained the control or custody of the foreign exchange so that in case of any ups and downs in the money market, the central bank will come in, and what they will do is the managed floating. Now this managed floating is a term which you will study in your further chapters. Just for your brief explanation, I would like to tell you that managed floating refers to the sale and purchase of foreign exchange. That is, the foreign exchange currency is either sell or purchased in the international market so that to stabilize the exchange rate of the domestic currency. That is why the central bank keeps the custody of the foreign exchange with themselves. The next function of the central bank is clearinghouse function. Now according to this function, if the two commercial banks want to settle a transaction, what the central bank will do, central bank will act as a clearing house as so that to avoid the transfer of cash between the banks as well as to reduce the requirement of cash. Let's take an example. For example, Bank A receives a check of rupees 20,000 which is drawn on Bank B, and Bank B receives a check of rupees 30,000 which is drawn on Bank A. So what the central bank will do, as these banks are having their accounts with the Reserve Bank of India, so the checks of these banks will be cleared by the central bank by performing the function of its clearing house. That is, the central bank will settle this transaction in which a check was drawn on Bank B and Bank A, and these commercial banks are having their accounts with the Reserve Bank of India. To avoid the transaction between these two banks and to reduce the requirement of cash, what the central bank will do, they will settle this transaction by themselves only. So this is how the clearinghouse function works. And the last function of central bank is control of credit or of money supply. That is, the central bank is also known as the controller of money supply by following the various instruments, and these instruments are divided into two categories. The first one is the quantitative instrument and another one is the qualitative instrument. From that you will come to know that how the central bank controls the credit or money supply, which we will study in the next video, that how the central bank performs the function of the controller of credit. So this was all about our today's video, in which we studied about the central bank and the various functions which are undertaken by the central bank. I hope that all of you are clear with this concept. Thank you so much.